Good day, everyone. My name is Noriel S. Macuto,
And I'm Sophia Delasas.
and we are from BSHM1-2. Now, we are going to talk about what is a measure of relative position group data.
Meaning of relative position. Measure of relative position are conversations of values, usually standardized test scores to show where a given value stands in relation to other values of the same grouping. The most common example in education is the conversation of scores on standardized tests to show where a given student stands in relation to other students of the same age, grade level, etc.
Group data for measure of relative position are usually large collected data. That's why frequency distribution table are constantly displayed from the computation of percentile, decile, and quartile. Now here's the symbol to remember. On the other side, as you can see on the picture, we have the formula of percentile, decile, and quartile. Now, let's talk about what is the meaning of this letter. LPC means lower class boundaries of percentile class. LDC means lower class boundary of decile class. LQC means lower class boundary of quartile class. FPC, frequency of the percentile. FDC is equals frequency of the decile. FQC meaning is frequency of the quartile. C is the class size. FB is the less than CF before the percentiles and deciles and quartiles. It means that is cumulative frequency. Then lastly, N, the meaning of letter N is total number of observation.
So now let's proceed on how to get the percentile class. Here are the table showing the score of the students from their preliminary examination. To get the percentile, we need to use the formula Pn over 100 or 75, 60 over 100 equals to 45. Then find which range in less than cumulative frequency does 45 in. So here is the formula for percentile. Lower class boundary of percentile class plus class size times percentile times n over 100 minus less than cumulative frequency over frequency of percentile. So the closest less than cumulative frequency is 48. And then the class interval for it is 50 over 54. Frequency is 13. Class boundaries are 49.5, sorry, and 254.9. So let's proceed to the solving. Then we are going to use the formula for percentile for group data. Percentile is 75, so 75 equals to 49.5 plus 5 times 75, which is the percentile, times 60 over 100 minus 35 over 30. Don't forget to use the PEMDAS rule. So we are going to 60 over 100 equals to 0.6 times 75 equals to 45 minus 35 over 13. And then next, 49.5 plus 5 times 10 over 13. 10 over 13 is equals to 59 point etc. Times 5 plus 49.5 is equals to 53.346. And then to round off, the result is 53.
Now let's proceed to get the decile. As you can see, it is the same table as the earlier you see. First, find the decile class using the formula, which is Vn over 10 or 10, 10 or 10 60 over 10 is equal 60. Now, let's proceed to the formula of the decile, which is the lower class boundary of decile class plus the class size times the decile times n over 100 minus less than cumulative frequency over frequency of the decile. And use the formula for decile for group data. Decile is equals 54.5 plus 5, which is the 54 is the lower class boundaries decile class plus the plus 5, which is the class size, times the decile, which is the 10, times 60 over 10, minus 48, which is the cumulative frequency, over 12. Now let's proceed to the solving. Now let's start. 60 divide 10 is 6, is equal 6. Rather 6, the answer is 6. Then times 10, which is 60, minus 48 over 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 54.5 is equals to 59.5, or if we gonna round off with this, the answer is 60. And now the decile is 60.
Okay, now lastly, on how to get the quartile. Of course, here are the same table from earlier. Okay, now we need to find the quartile class using the formula n over 4 or 60 over 4 equals 15. Then find which range in less than cumulative frequency does the quartile in. So now, the less than cumulative frequency of quartile is 22. And then the class interval is 35 to 39. The frequency is 12. Class boundaries are 34.5 to 39.5. Okay, now let's proceed to the solving. We need to use the formula for quartile for grouped data. Quartile equals to 35.5 plus 5 times 1, of course the quartile, times 60 over 4 less than cumulative frequency, which is 10 over 12. We need to use the PEMDAS rule. Now let's proceed to the formula for quartile for grouped data. 34.5 plus 5 times 1, which is the quartile, times 60 over 4 less than cumulative frequency, which is 10 over 12. and 60 over 4 is equals to 15. And then 15 with less than cumulative frequency, which is 10 over 12. Then proceed again to 34.5 plus 5 times 5 over 12. So 5 over 12 is equals to 60 times 5, which is equals to 300 plus 34.5. So the quartile is 36.58333, or to round off, that will be the result 37.
And that is how to solve the quartile, decile, and percentile. Now we have the explanation or interpretation. For quartile 1, since quartile 1 is equivalent to 25%, it means that 25% of the students got the score below, or 75 of the students got the scores of 37 or above. For the decile, it means that the 10% of the student scores are 60 or below. It can be 60 above because of 60. For percentile, it means that 75% of the students score are 53 below, or 25% of the students score are 53 and above. And I know, guys, that it will help you to use this video to solve the other problems of percentile, decile, and quartile. Hope you like this video and sana marami kayong natutunan sa amin ngayong araw.
Kaya nga,
Ayan.
maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po. Muli, ako po si Noriel S. Macuto.
And I'm Sophia Nicole Delasas.
And we are from BSHM1-2. Bye!
Bye! See you!